Hey, what's up guys? This is Muzz coming from Reborn Mind, Body, Soul. And if you're watching this, you believe in new beginnings and becoming your own ultimate superhero. Now, my intention for this video is to share with you how do you build rapport with someone you have nothing in common with. What do you do? So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button and let's get into this. How do you build rapport when you have nothing in common with a human? What do I do when I do that? Well, again, I'll just touch on this again. I'm 4 years sober from, let's say, cocaine and alcohol. The kind of the nastier drugs, the drugs that bring you down, not expand your awareness, right? Because I don't even consider like mushrooms, ayahuasca, even somewhat acid, peyote. I don't consider those are medicines. Those have been in Peruvian cultures, and they've even been. I've seen them in Indian cultures. I've seen them even in the Bible with Jesus. If you do some research, they call them mona, which is the mushrooms, and they're in the background behind the disciples. If you look close enough, those are medicines. But let's talk about, you know, the drugs part of it. You know, the alcohol, the cocaine, the stuff that's taken from us, the Adderall, those type of things. And that's just for me and what happens in my body, in my experience. So how do you build rapport with someone that basically could not be as far away from who or what you are? This is what I do when I walk up to someone. So I'm constantly, my job right now is to build rapport. That is my exact job. If I haven't built enough rapport, I can't progress in what I'm trying to do. So let's build an archetype. There's a human that eats poorly, okay, that has no meditative practice, that is intoxicated, that is here to shut off. They're not here to turn on. They're here to shut. And I just exaggerate what it looks like. And they're here to shut off. Now that's not everyone, but I'm just putting the kind of the character that I constantly engage with. Now you look at me, health and wellness in my body, love to eat well, in meditating every morning, and wanting to turn on in life, wanting to engage as much as possible with life. How do you build that? How do you build a bridge across from that? That's kind of challenging, right? And then on top of that, how do you do it constantly with a lot of people? How do you constantly do that? Well, what I do first of all is I don't ever make it right off the gate. They call it you take control of your state. So right off the kicker, it's not about me. It's completely not about me. This interaction is not about me. Now that's really challenging, especially if you're constantly in here, and then constantly if you care about what people think. How can you meet that bridge? Because if it's about me, we're never gonna line up. So what do? I instant arrow. And so what I'm trying to do constantly is get myself into a place where I can connect and make it about them. So instantly I take it out of me. So off my approach, I get out of myself and I make it about them. Now, what do you do when you make it about them? Well, you're trying to find a way to connect yourself. So because I'm who I am and I'm very malleable, my personality is like, I'm gonna try to find the frequency that they're on, right? Because if you look at it as on a state of consciousness, it doesn't make any, just because someone's vibrating at a lower level, this is where you come to how Alan Watts says, the spiritual one-upmanship. You can get caught into your ego and say, well, because I'm vibrating up here makes me better than the person down here. It's like, no, you're just at a higher awareness. You're just by your frequency of how you're vibrating. If you were to test your your spirit or your consciousness within yourself, you're just vibrating at a higher level. So say their vibrations like this, and I'm like this, right? What I gotta do is, okay, I gotta slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Oh, you're from there? Oh, okay, that's cool. Tell me, what about that place? Oh, that's cool. What I know someone that has been there before. Oh yeah, in Kansas? Yeah. They have a really cool accent. I love how you guys speak about it. How you guys speak. Your accent's pretty cool. Oh, what? Oh, that's awesome. And just it's constantly reinforcing them. And as you see that, my frequency starts to vibrate on their level. Now, if you're at a higher level, you have the ability to come down, and you have the ability to keep going up. This person, it's here. This is their frequency, so they're not as able to come up as you are. So you come down as the person that has the more awareness, comes down into their frequency and match up with them. And then, you know, say for example, why I'm talking to them is like their first time to Vegas. So oh, I remember my first time to Vegas. It was pretty crazy. What do you guys think of all this? Is this pretty crazy for you? Oh yeah, I'm pretty overwhelmed. It's like, boom. You see that moment? It just clicks. It's just like, boom. Oh, you're overwhelmed? Oh, I remember when I first showed up. Dude, I had to jump. I was like jumping like, dude, that's what I was doing when I was on the strip. I had to die. That's how excited I was. I was so overwhelmed. I was like, this place looks like Legoland. Like, this is crazy. Like, I was so overwhelmed. So instantly, now that I match an emotion that they have, and I go into myself and I go, oh yeah, I remember what it was like to be overwhelmed. It's pretty overwhelming, right? Yeah, I'm overwhelmed too. And boom, if you could see like this match come up, and it's like this instant click, and it's just it almost comes from the chest, and it's like you match and you start to sync. You sync with them right away. Now, remember this person is completely, like, if I actually talked about what I care about, that person wouldn't even be able to register in their mind. It wouldn't even go in. They'd be like, they just zone out. It almost just do this a bit. It's like what's coming out of my mouth. But oddly enough, because I didn't make it about me, I made it about them. Now we've hit this emotional sync point. And that's what I'm constantly trying to do with people, is just find where their emotional sinking point is, and then I just sink it right in, and then that builds that connection, that rapport. Now you can do this with anyone, really. Is that, oddly enough, if you want to become charismatic, you can't make your experience just about you. Now, it's really important to make it about you when you're on your own. There's no one else around. That's really important to make it about you. But if you want to build rapport, you got to make it about the other person. And it's really important to make it about the other person, because Dale Carnegie says we all have a sign on our forehead that says, make me feel important. And what is everyone's favorite subject? Themselves. So it doesn't even matter about you. Like, who cares? Like, whatever, you know about you, especially if you're doing the work. If you're doing the spiritual work where you're in your body, you're working out, you're meditating, you're eating well, you're taking care of yourself, boom, baby, it don't matter. It don't matter about you, because you know what you're doing. You know you're good. You know where you're at. So it's like, you know, I'd actually rather learn about you so that I can have a better understanding of what this all is, as opposed to making it about me. Now, there's times when but this has to happen first. And if you're aware of this moment, you're gonna build rapport a lot faster. Alright guys, I hope that helped with how I, at least, you know, I could go way deeper into probably some of that, and I maybe will at one point, but that's how I build rapport with people when I've literally got nothing. I could not be further from them. That's how I build rapport. So I hope you enjoy.